Hey there, welcome to another flip through of mine. This is a deck that I have had in my possession for couple years now, and I pretty much use all of the decks in my collection. Some get more use than others, but this is one of the ones that doesn't get any use. And the reason for that is because it's a little I haven't quite decided on the meanings. The trumps are a bit different from what I'm used to. It's not like a Thoth deck or a RWS deck, and in fact, this deck is thought to have given Pixie the ideas of most of the illustrations of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So there's lots of theories on this deck. One is that it was used in Mithric ceremonial magic. It's used to sort of keep that tradition alive when all of these everyone was getting taken out by the Catholics, by Christianity. And so this deck was thought to preserve that tradition, those magical ceremonies. This deck also had the trumps are different as well. So, and I do want to say that I am doing this flip through for my friend Ina over at Taproot Tarot. So Ina is very interested in historical decks, and this is one of the first, Ina. so, so check out Taproot Tarot on YouTube. She has amazing content there, very interesting decks, and she loves to talk about the more of the older style decks, like it's the word is escaping me, the Marseille decks, and you know the more Pippish style as opposed to RWS and Thoth. All right, so I think I bought this on Amazon. So it comes in a really cool box that kind of flips open like this. And then it gives you a nice presentation of what you have just purchased. So we have a very in-depth book that talks about the trumps. And then it also has it in, I want to say 2 other languages back here. So I do like that this book goes into meanings, but they're not exactly meanings as prescribed by the Golden Dawn, which I do like. So, for instance, the Fool, it doesn't matter if you are misunderstood as long as you are your true self. There is a holy innocence within each of us. Strive to keep it pure, which I think is great. One of the things that I have found in learning about historical deck and learning to read older decks pre-RWS, pre-Golden Dawn, is that they will use some of the the Golden Dawn interpretations of the cards, which is not really what I want. So, so it's not gilded. These are the backs, kind of like a paint spattered burgundy wine colored with some little white in the background. One of these is this is the top card, and I'll put that to the side. And it is a low Scarabeo deck, and I do really enjoy low Scarabeo decks. All right, let me zoom in for y'all. I don't have autofocus in here. So, and I find that autofocus kind of it takes a while for my camera to focus, so it's better if I just manually zoom in. And, you know, of course, the caveat to doing that is I have to do it on my computer. I can't zoom in with my camera. All right. All right, so this is, oh, I zoomed in too much. Darn it. I guess I could pause the video, but it's too late now. Let me just zoom out just a tad bit. I mean, it's cool for y'all to see behind the scenes anyway, right? That's what I'm going to tell myself. Okay, so here is the Fool. And this card is basically about being yourself, right? And being who you are, which is not too far of a stretch from the Golden Dawn meaning, you know, aside from that carefree type thing, you know, taking life, jumping off that cliff, no matter what it is. Um, And then we have, so this actually isn't called the Magician. I'm going to have to refer to the book here. And as I said, or did I mention that? Maybe I didn't. So the trumps in this deck are of historical figures or people of the times. And so this is Panfilio. This is Marcus Babus Trefolis, also called Panfilo in Italian. So he takes the number 1. Number 2 is Postumio. This character is Lucius Postumus Albinus, who was named praetor and sent to Cisalpine Gaul, today's Po Valley. Okay, I don't know anything about Italy. I don't have a lot of historical insight to give you guys on this, so I'm just going to skip that part. I'm sure Ina can give us some more insight, and perhaps this will prompt her to buy a deck and she can do a deep dive. And one of the reasons why I have not used this deck is because of how would I interpret this? You know, this looks like a guy who pulled up some dead grass, and you know, he has his umbrella to the side, or perhaps a shield. And then what is this over here? But like I said, one of the theories is this preserves a magical ceremonial tradition. And so I did watch a video on this, which I'll try to link. Well, I need to find it first, but this little cauldron over here has a significant meaning. This was one of the cards that was talked about. And what I really like about the deck is the reds and purples, and that's really what prompted me to purchase this deck, is that these colors are just so vibrant and bright. So this is Mario. I will say that there are some graphic illustrations in this deck, which further leans towards it also being, you know, ceremonial magic and whatnot. So this is number 6. And the trumps do have Roman numerals, and the minors have the, I guess it's the Arabic numerals. So I do really love this. And this can be likened to the chariot, right? Because this kind of looks like he's in a chariot, which is also number 7. So this is one of the graphic ones. This man is obviously putting a baby into this red, call it a bush over here. Either a baby or, I don't know, maybe a really small person. Either way, you know, this is, some may not like that. And there's also some nudity in here as well. And this is Falco, number 8. Looks like he is looking up to the sky. And I think the video that I watched talked about this one as well. The video about this being with Mithric magic. I really do like this red up here. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Not too sure. I think it doesn't look like my camera is picking up the subtle shading and the little bits of, and it also looks like this could be a double horned helmet. So this is number 9. Where'd number 10 go? Maybe that was 10. No, oh, this I think was, okay, this is 11. I'm sorry, I get my numerals mixed up. Yeah, that's 9. This is 10. I had a hard time figuring out what this was because we don't really see the number 10 on here. But the number 10, of course, translates to the wheel, which is fate. And I kind of see that here somewhat with this little balance that he has. And I mean, that might be a far stretch, however. Number 11. Here we have 12, which is usually the hanged man. 13 is death. Here's a graphic interpretation. I mean, this, you know, that guy's obviously no longer with us. Um, okay, for 14. 14 would be temperance, and this guy's name is Bacho. This is Metello, 15. 16. It's the tower. So we've got a little griffin here. And then we have this guy with maybe a sun, perhaps flowers on his kneecaps. And then we do have this radiating sun over here, perhaps maybe even being eclipsed. Perhaps, maybe, I don't know. And this is a card that I do like a lot. So this is the star card. And this guy has wings. Okay, star card in Golden Dawn, right? Um, so I started to do a little bit of research, and I remember reading a little bit about this card. And you know what? I'm not even going to go there because it's been a while, and I would hate to steer somebody in the wrong way. But we do have this little winged head up here, which this person is talking to, communing with, right? It could also be said that he is part of this branch. Um, so this is just a hard deck to really work with because of, for me, the majors lack a true meaning, or a meaning that I can prescribe to. This is Sabino. The minors are a little bit easier to work with. Because you know, you can use numerals, right? You can use the numerology. You can use also the pictures, because this is not a pip deck. A couple can be kind of pippy, but there's more going on than just two circles on a card. Okay, so that is the majors. And here we start with, I don't know what order this was initially put in, but I put it in the typical fire, water, air, earth order. So this is the Ace of Wands, clubs. And this is 2. So this guy is, of course, nude, and then he has some kind of elephantitis going on in his groin area. And you know, no comment. So number 3, we've got this baby or this flying head. I don't know why I just say it's a baby. He looks kind of like a baby, I guess, because his cheeks are so big. But yes, he's been impaled by these 3 objects, right? And then we have 4 of Wands here. This is the 5. Now this guy looks like he might be overloaded. So here we have the numerals. I don't know if they're always in the same spot. Yes, it looks like they're always in the same spot. This one, well, 4 is on the other side. And then he's holding some kind of gourd, maybe even a pear here. This guy's underpants are falling down, but he's obviously doing a lot, and his hands are full, and he's unable to adjust. 7. And this purple, I just love the purple and the red, and that is what really got me. Here's the 8 and 9. This woman kind of has well, I don't know. This person has a look of, I don't know, kind of like she's looking at you, looking at her, and she's not quite sure what to think about, you know, what she's doing and the fact that she's being looked at. And here, this is one of the ones that's a little pippy. There's not too much going on. This is some kind of canister. When I first looked at it, I thought maybe it was like a little inkwell. But this is the 10 of Wands, and then we've got, of course, this could be Caesar, right? There is a card in here that is Caesar. And I want to say it's think he's the King of Swords. Okay, and this is the page. This is card number 11. We have it numbered here, and he's carrying a big wand. He's got a little dagger, and he's also carrying a pouch. Pouch of what, might you ask? And then we have the knight, who is on a horse, though barefoot, and he looks very like he knows where he's going. He's got that finger pointed. It's almost glowing, like almost like E.T., you know? Like he has his heading, right? Then here's our queen. Very stoic looking queen. Sitting on her throne. And our king sitting on the back of two lions, perhaps. Or a throne fashioned to look like he's sitting on the back of two lions with that majestic purple behind him. Absolutely gorgeous. We are to the suit of cups now. This is the ace of cups. Got our three little angel babies up here, one pouring water, one playing the little mandolin, and one playing the flute. This is a very pretty cup. So I wonder what that says. Trahorphatus? 2. I didn't take Latin in school, so I don't know. So this is the 2 of cups, and it's interesting because it looks like a singular cup, but it's perhaps a cup standing on top of another cup, and it's closing, almost like there is a secret. But perhaps this angel is willing to share that secret with us, right? We've got the 3, kind of a pippish looking 3. Here's the 4. We have an angel helping out a person here. Interesting. I like that the angel's wings are this tealish blue color. Then another guy who's lost his pants, but this little animal here is to blame, I would say. Was that the 6? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's a 5. This 5 is upside down. I don't. Let me see if you can. You see? I mean, it's like an S. It's like 5. Here we have the 6. I like this band of purple over here, and this angel baby is talking to this baby who's not quite an angel yet. Perhaps he's telling him to get down or he's going to join them in the angelic realm. But you know, babies don't like to listen. I should know I have 4. Here we are. This person looks a bit strange because his face doesn't quite match his body. So this is the 7 of Cups, which in the Golden Dawn, this is the one with lots of choices, maybe an overwhelm of choices, or not being able to make a decision. Here we have the 8 of Cups. And these babies look busy, like they have a mission, they have a task, and they are focused on it. Oh, this guy has a tail. I really like that. I really like the tail. So perhaps this is our sea goat. Capricorn, maybe. Here's the 10 of Cups. Now, I think the 10 of Cups, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to be Hermes Trismegistus. Let me look that up just really quickly here. Because there's not too much in this book about the minors. A lot of what is talked about in this book is the history, the person who created the deck. There's also a story about the person who commissioned this deck was actually took I don't know, another country or somebody to court, an administration to court, and I'm using modern terms, of course, and they ended up granting him, ruling in his favor. So he came into a large sum of money, and he put that money into this deck. So I can't actually find where it talks about the Hermes Trismegistus here. But I do want to say that I do remember reading that this was Hermes Trismegistus, the Ten of Cups. Why they would put Hermes Trismegistus in the Ten of Cups, I'm not sure. I would say that he would be more of a swords guy. But perhaps they didn't associate the swords with the cups. Oh, here it is. In the cups, and specifically the 10, is the image of Hermes Trismegistus. The turban on his head is connected to a watercolor effigy of him present in the book of Secreta Secretorum Philosophorum, data table, table. What is that? Table to 1470. Okay. So, so it looks like interesting. Okay. Yeah, so this image here is of a watercolor of Hermes Trismegistus. And it was put onto this card. So here is the Page of Cups. This is a stunning card. Purple, green, blue, red. And we've got this wonderful background here of the sky. Also have some we've made perhaps some hills over here. You know, I kind of thought huts maybe with this plumage coming up at the top. But he's here working with this cup sitting on this pillar. And pages usually mean apprentice, somebody who is learning, just starting out. And so perhaps he's learning to work with the magic that the cups can provide. All right, here's the knight, again, barefoot with a wrap on a horse. He has wings, and he has a little bit of armor on holding his helmet here. Nice color helmet. I do like that purplish fuchsia color. And this horse just looks very compassionate. Look at that. Look at the eyes on that horse. What a sweetie. Our cup is down here. Queen of Cups. Now, I do like this Queen of Cups. I like this Queen of Cups because she's sitting on a throne of this fish creature here, but she's very focused on this cup. And she has her hand on it, and I feel like there's a transfer of energy between the cups and the queen here. And the fact that she is sitting on a throne of a fishy creature further pushes her into that watery realm, right? She's also barefoot. And here we have the King of Cups, also another beautiful card. The purple, I just love. And we have the pearl here, this pearl of wisdom that's often found in the depths of the waters, right? This is probably his shield. And here's his cup. And that completes the suit of cups. And we are to the Ace of Swords. So there's two people here. Perhaps fighting over this sword, working with the sword together. I mean, almost they look like they could be considered, no, because there's a third arm. I was thinking maybe they could be considered the same person, but two different, maybe ideals, maybe paths, thought processes. One's going this way, the other one's going this way. But we have this third arm. Here we have the Two of Swords, these two creatures. This one kind of has a horn coming out of his head. Oh, that's the hilt. I thought maybe this was the horn coming out of his head, but that's the hilt. Oh, here is the famed Three of Swords. Let me see what this book says about the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is my nemesis of all tarot decks. And it being because the number 3 has a creation meaning to me. And Three of Swords meaning heartbreak and all of that just doesn't work. So in here, I will show you. It says the numbers 3 is creative energy, novelty, solution. So as I said, it doesn't have too much information. So these are the trumps, and then this is all the information they provide about the minors. So this is very RWS, right? That is the iconic RWS card. Here's the Four of Swords with the wreath. Then we have this skull here. I like this card. Probably because I like skulls. uh, um, this is the Five of Swords. And we have all of the swords in an urn here. This is the 6. And it could be thought that he is going on a journey with his backpack of swords, but it looks like he's really tired of carrying these swords. And yeah, this is the 7 of Swords. The 8 of Swords does kind of have a sad look on their face. However, the swords are being embraced, right? The swords are being claimed, I guess you could say. And it almost looks like these swords are being defended. I do like this decorative urn. Here we have the 9 of Swords almost looking like they're in a top hat in a way, or even some sort of magical entrance to something with an angel helping on top. And then this one is very reminiscent of Pixie's artwork here. Just because, well, actually, this figure looks more like the 8 of Cups figure who's walking away. However, with all of these 10 swords, oh, let me backtrack that. I'm thinking of something totally different. This reminds me of the 10 of Wands in Pixie's deck. Let me see. Let's pull the 10 of Wands from... Oh, so the 10 of Wands here is just a little pippish. So this guy reminds me of the 10 of Wands in the RWS deck. But here it's 10 of Swords, and instead of him being stabbed in the back, he's looking like he's taking his bag of swords and, going home in a shameful way. Maybe he wasn't playing nice with all of those blades. Here we have the Page of Swords playing his little, is that a mandolin? I'm not quite sure what it was that people played back then. And his shoes are different colors. And this poor tree seems to have snapped. But he's focused on this sword, almost like he's in a meditative state. His eyes are closed and he's focused. Here we have a knight on a horse, Knight of Swords. He has drawn his sword. It is out of his hilt, It looks like he's going into action, but it doesn't look like this horse is fully on board. And it doesn't really seem like he is fully on board either. It's almost like he's forced to do what he's about to do, and he's barefoot. The Queen of Swords. Ah, I like this Queen of Swords, and I don't like that the Queen of Swords gets sort of that Ice Queen rap. I really feel the queens to me are more than just one singular personality. She's a queen, which puts her in the water realm, but with her being the Queen of Swords in the Suit of Swords, that gives her that mental ability, the abilities to focus even in the swirl of emotions. And that's what I get here. I have this blue representation of her watery side, but yet she's focused enough to understand what's going on before her, focused enough to keep, I'm sorry for doing that, to keep her mental acumen together straight and fully ready to handle what is coming forward. And I think that's the true meaning of the Queen of Swords, is someone who can stay focused, remain logical even in the swirl of the emotional backdrop that water emotion feelings often put us in. I don't know what this is behind her, but it looks like a unfurling frond of a beautiful fern, and it's giving her perhaps shelter, maybe. And we do have a little growth coming out here, a flower. And here we are to the King of Swords, and I think this is Caesar, like I said before. Let me see. Wonder if it says in here. I'm pretty sure this is Caesar, the ruler. However, here are his griffins. He's holding a globe here. The pillars are behind him. He's got this wonderful, magnificent sword. It just seems like he's ready and prepared to do what needs to be done. This card to me exudes strength, vitality, and what is the word? That know-how to get something done, right? This is the heir of air, and he's fully prepared to do it in full maturity as well, being card number 14. Okay, so that is the swords, and now we are to the coins. Let me see. Are they called coins in here? They might be discs. I'm checking it out. They are called coins. So here is the ace. We've got these beautiful little angels with blue wings this time, and we do have a skull up here. I wonder if the blue wings are going to be part of this suit. All right, so here's our 2, 3, with our little baby going somewhere. He's taking all of his stuff. He's got a load on him. A little bit of nudity with this woman. She seems, I don't know if this could be a cup, but it also, well, she's nude. It kind of looked like a sleeve, but she is nude, and with this drapery going on, I'm wondering perhaps this is a vessel tied on her to help her get where she needs to go, taking these 4 of coins with her. Does look like she has a crown on. So a very crude crown. Let's see. So this is the 5 of coins. And this person has wings, beautiful wings. I don't know if you guys can pick up the subtle colors in here, but we've got purple. We've got some bluish grays here, some yellows. Very beautiful. Beautiful card. I'm in love with these wings. And then I mean, perhaps this person's part bird because this here looks like the tail wings, the tail feathers, I should say. And here we've got the 5. This guy almost looks like this is the 8 of coins, that he's so focused and into what it is that he's doing in his creation. Let's see what the 5s say they mean in this deck. So the 5 is transformation and change. Interesting. I sort of think of the 5 in that way because I look at the 4s as being stability, right? And then we have the 5s that push you outside of your comfort zone. And to me, the 5 is almost a commune with spirit in a way because it takes you out of this plane and brings you up into the next plane. Okay, so we have 6 here, this beautiful purple robe. And he's working too. So this coins suit seems to be about work. And this guy is being watched by this hawk. The hawk is making sure he's doing what he needs to do. We've got some wings up here. Here is the 8. Got a skull with some bones and a basket. So it seems that someone was interrupted and didn't quite finish their journey. Oh, look, we've got a bird sitting on the top of this branch up here. Perhaps the bird will be the messenger telling someone else that they need to pick up this journey to finish this out. Oh, this one. I think this 9 of Cups was something that was talked about in that video as well, about this being a Mithric ceremonial deck because of the fire that was happening and this person being under the fire. And it's really interesting. I'm going to have to remember to post that video down below. There's also a book in which the person who did the research and he was being interviewed on this video. Oh my gosh, I can't think of what it is, but I wanted to pick up the book, but it wasn't available. And no, I don't think it was available because I'm not afraid to buy overseas. All right, the 10 of coins. Here we have our coins either being put away or being pulled out. We have this dog here who possibly guarding. We've got a key and this angel who is either opening or closing, who's managing this. Here is the page. He has a bird in his hand. Interesting. And then we've also got a bird up here. So perhaps he's sending a message out because the pages are connected to messenger as the messenger. And again, we have our knight on a horse, barefoot. You know, I do like that these people are barefoot. I'm sure not everybody back then always wore shoes, but it's also a great thing to be barefoot because it connects you to the energy of the earth. It's good for your feet to be on a nice firm surface, and I just barefoot. All right. This night, it looks like he's charging. His horse may or may not be on board, but his horse is doing what he needs to do. It's probably bucking a little bit. The horse's tail seems to be between his legs, so maybe he's not quite on board, right, with what this knight wants to do. Ooh, look at this queen. Wow. So she looks like she is working on her coin here. She's really honing her craft, or she is very much into this coin. Whatever it is that she is building, whatever it is that she has brought into this realm, and she's focused on it. I love the purple, love her red robe. She's got some greenery behind her. It says Elena back here. And here is our king of coins sitting on his throne, looking out what it is that he has created, what he's helped to create. And he has a look of pride on his face, a look of contentment, and a look of, job well done, which is what this card, the energy of this card brings, I think, because this is the end. This is the pinnacle of the suit, and this is the suit of physicality and bringing things to fruition and it coming together finally as you set out for it to come in, all the way back into the aces, is really the place where you want to be when you're creating something, right? When you're bringing something into this reality, you want that end point, the end game, to be just everything you wanted, and sitting there and just loving it, even though through the blood, sweat, tears, the triumphs, the fails, it it came together in the end, because that is what we do. Us humans, we make things work no matter what it is, and we keep trying. And that's the feeling I get from this card. The look on his face, the way he's seated, the way he's looking out. It's yeah, I feel the magic. All right, so that is the Sola Busca Tarot by Scarabeo. I didn't really talk about the cardstock. So it's matte, very matte, but it's not a sticky matte. The finish is a let's see if I can do a quick shuffle. Let me just get, oh, sorry. I knocked my little light box. We'll get some more cards in here. So the cards are a bit stiff, but no worries. Very nice shuffle. Very nice shuffle, and sounds, I don't know if my microphone will be able to pick it up, but I like the noise that it makes. I don't know. I have a friend, Elizabeth, who she does the overhand shuffle, and she might not like the little screech noise this makes. It's not textured though, but it's not a glossy feel. However, it feels good. It feels good. I do like this deck. I love the art, and I hope to use it sometime soon. And perhaps Ina over at Taproot Tarot will do a deep dive with her historical knowledge of these older decks. All right, Ina, this one's for you, and everyone else. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the channel, and I will be posting some more videos today. I do have some quiet time, and so I have a list of things that I'm going to get to. So I'll see you guys next video. Take care.